Hey, y'all. Sitting in my hotel. And yes, I have power. And yes, I'm taking a video. But in my defense, I only have one light on. And the heat is turned down to 68 and I'm wearing a jacket. And I can pretty much promise you that this video won't be good because I haven't rehearsed it. But on the flip side, that also means I'm not wasting extra power to rehearse it. So, how do y'all feel about this? Like, this is pretty crazy what we're going through. Pretty historic, pretty unprecedented in Texas, not just because of the power outage and the cold, but just, well, I guess how badly it's been handled. Did y'all see that article today? Those of you who have an ability to check the news, where Governor Abbott was saying the Electricity Regulation Council of Texas, ERCOT, which I always have to think about. I keep saying ETROC or ERTOC, and I'm like, no, that's not right. So it's of Texas, so it ends in T, ERCOT. He was saying this won't be the first time that he's investigated them, and if they get prosecuted, that won't even be the first time. But it's like, bro, Abbott, I feel like you're just trying to be on the right side of something for like once. Like, I don't know, man. It's pretty like interesting, if you want to call it that, how he's handled COVID. But I will say in his defense, not that he needs any, because he doesn't, that as I was standing overlooking Mopac, a short walk away from my hotel, and looking at the road and realizing how few cars were on it, and people, those cars could be people desperately driving to a warm place that don't have power for 24 hours. They don't have power, they don't have heat, they don't have a way to communicate with the world for a while. The cell phone signals were not working. And I was thinking about this and I was like, so in a state that has by and large stayed more or less working as normal, almost, during COVID, it took 3 to 4 inches of dry snow to bring this state to a screeching halt. I mean, I know we had some freezing rain before that. My power went out because of that, but it came back on. Okay, it was off for about 8.5 hours, which I thought kind of a long time. Never had a power outage this long for something this small when I lived in New England or Chicago. But okay. But no, when it went back out, you guys, it was after 3 to 4 inches of dry snow. Stuff that doesn't add weight, stuff that blows away in the wind. And that also shut down our highways and made it virtually impossible for people to drive, to get help. And yeah, they're definitely all gonna be under investigation. We'll see what happens after this. But another thing that is happening right now is I feel like this is kind of like one or the other. It's like cupping season on crack, which I thought we were already on because of COVID. Like, everyone's like, I need a buddy, like, I'm gonna go on this date even though it's hella not safe, or like whatever. Like, we gotta find our comforts where we could find them, I guess. But add to that a natural disaster this large, actually impacting most of the United States, just really affecting Texas because of our power grid operators were not prepared for this, even though they should have been. And you have yourself like worrying about freezing, worrying about if you're gonna get a phone signal, be able to message people, worrying if you're gonna lose your connection with the outside world, and if you're home alone, I mean, it's that times a lot because you don't have somebody to stay warm with or to talk to. Like, I felt pretty isolated when I had no power, and I also know that my power could go out at any minute. My power could go out. Rolling blackouts. Yeah, no, they're just I hope all the truth comes out in the investigation. That's all I can say. Because that's a bunch of BS. And even if it wasn't BS, the way this has been handled is like, are y'all trying to drive us insane? Like, are y'all trying to crack the last little bit of mental resistance we have after a year of dealing with COVID and other disasters around the world, and deaths and earthquakes and fires, and now we're dealing with floods. I had a fire in my personal life, but I was referring to the one in Australia that started off the lovely year 2020 before Kobe died. I mean, if you were going to take 365 days in our lifetime, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Okay? Unless you lived through World War II, and you were over there fighting, or you were in a concentration camp, like, pick a 365-day period that's been this friggin' nuts in your life. I mean, this is just crazy, okay? This is freaking nuts. And all we can do, I guess, is just hold on to each other and, hold on, I guess. I feel like, yeah, some people are kind of getting that cuffing craving, like, oh my God, I need to shack up with somebody. And but then there's others of us that are doing the exact opposite. I don't know exactly where I am. It probably depends on the moment. But other people are like, I can't be around you. I can't be around these people. I've been having a hard time being around work because, like, there are bigger things in Texas and in my life and in the world happening right now than answering this email. But okay, it's been hard, and it kind of makes you want to just like go under. Like, it's metaphorical, but it's also literal. Like, go under a blanket and hide. Like, do we need to go under blankets? If you don't have power, you need to go under a blanket. And then your freaking water pipes might burst and you might have a disaster and a flood on your hands. Like, now we gotta boil water. This is the second time since I moved here we've been under a boil water notice. And I was joking with my mom. I was like, Mom, I thought I was doing so good to move to Texas until this happened. And then I was like, y'all don't know shit about winter storms. Nobody within a 5-mile radius of me has a freaking shovel. I was the only one at my hotel that had an ice scraper, and I just bought it. Dude, this is freaking insane. No one has snow melt. The entire city doesn't have one freaking plow. I'm laughing because it's just insane, and I'm trying not to cry. I've been trying not to cry. My friends still don't have power. I've been worried that they are able to stay warm. My place, if I was living at my place right now, I would not have power, and I would be freezing cold. And if I were living there, I probably would have had pipes burst because I wouldn't have gone and shut it off. I would have needed that water to survive. Dude, guys, this is crazy. Whew. I found myself tonight needing to just take a breath, several breaths, and try to decompress, try to de-stress, like however you can. It was calling your friends and laughing and joking with them, even though it seems inappropriate. Do it. You gotta stay sane. You gotta protect your mental health. And like, this year's been after it like nobody's business. So if you need to go cuff with somebody, cuff with somebody. If you need to hide away from people and hide under your blankets, hide away from people, hide away under your blankets. Like, do what you need to do. I'm gonna keep reaching out. My little circle of friends, my little group of people. I can't reach out to everybody. Like, you also at some point, you're running on empty. You're running on empty. Like, it gets to be so stressful. just dealing with survival and trying to help people out and every other pressure that comes. But you got to take care of yourself. But I'm trying to reach out to my group of friends and just check in on them and make sure they're okay and coordinate resources and the best that I can. So much love to all of y'all, whether you're in Texas or you're sending me funny videos and memes about Texas. I love you. Stay safe. Let's get through this. Dare I say it, at least beginning of a repeat crazy sequel to the year 2020. I hope it's not going to last the whole year. Let's get through this together. All right, y'all.